Hey guys, welcome back to another video. The next day after UFC 319, Jim, I've won. I got, I think like 4 out of 6 picks right. Very bad ratio. To be honest, there was a lot of underdog wins this night, and if I saw, like going online, you saw like a bunch of people were saying, "Oh, my parlay got cut." So you know, I'm not the only one who just got horrible picks. And just quickly going down to let's just see which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. I didn't even do this one right. Funny enough, I got all the female fights correct. Wrong. Decision. I was leaning towards the Barbosa, but whatever. And also, I wasn't really even watching some of these fights. I was out, and I can't even watch. I wasn't really watching this one. I did watch this one. I watched Hooper get dropped the first round. Wasn't a bad stoppage, but it was. And Chase could have kept on fighting if we're gonna be honest, but it wasn't a bad stoppage, and he needs to keep on bulking because bro, and he needs better footwork. He was looking like Pesci mix out there, just very stationary in front of a power puncher. It doesn't really make sense. I was expecting him to be more looser, more quicker than the Hernandez, just being a former featherweight, but whatever. Next fight, this one I got it right. I didn't watch this one. I didn't watch this one as well. I was expecting Gerald to go out there and submit him, but I guess he got KO'd quickly, which is a good KOing your opponent is good takedown defense. I don't know if you knew that, but that is great takedown defense. Just going out there and chinning the dude in front of you. So, but yeah, I would have expected Gerald to. I mean, I wasn't really rating Ozaychik to be an amazing striker, and but Gerald has been chinned a couple times before already, so I guess it's not too crazy to see how this happened. But I wasn't watching the fight. I also didn't watch this. This dude got it done, submission. Great win, I guess, against Eric Nolan. I wasn't watching the Ultimate Fighter, so I have no clue how good these guys are. They might be pretty good, I guess. Alright, onto the main card. I got this one wrong as well. It was gonna be right. I was gonna get my first right pick of a male fight. But then Asakura was beating up Tim Elliott and then got himself into a choke. I wasn't really watching this fight. I was kind of watching it, and from what I was just seeing, Asakura was just beating him on the feet. Even though, and also just as Elliott was. I have no idea what he was doing. He was throwing punch. He was kind of look like the spirit, the soul of what's his name, King Green took over, and Tim Elliott was fighting like that. And somehow Asakura got on the ground and got choked. So, another wrong pick. But yeah, I don't know what Asakura was doing in that fight. But he did land that knee. Like I said, he was gonna land the knee. Tim Elliott didn't crumble, which I was expecting he was going to. Older fighter, inactive, but I guess I don't know, whatever. First right pick of a male fight was this one. It happened exactly like I said it was gonna happen, as in Michael Page was gonna be the quicker guy, had decent power, could drop Cannonier, but I don't see him chinning him at all. I don't see him KOing him and really hurting him, which he didn't really do. Cannonier had, for the most part, his wrestling wasn't dominant. He had the third round, he was laying and preying on him, but that was because Michael Page slipped onto the ground and Cannonier just got on top of him. But yeah, like I said, it was gonna be a decision for MVP. He got it done. Who should he fight next? I don't know. Probably a lot of people saying Izzy. They're good friends. I don't see that happening at all. Realistically, he should fight on let's say, I don't know. I mean, he's old. He's at that age, so I guess they can give him a title contender fight, as in the loser of Kaio and Imavov, maybe. Michael Page, I don't know. I guess it depends on him as well, but realistically, he's at the age where you kind of want to push him more, quicker. but I guess I don't know. You could. I think it would be fair to give him a title contender fight. Or Whitaker. I don't know. Just thought about it a second. Now this one was my underdog pick, and yeah, it was a great performance by both fighters, and Jeff Neal was beating up Protez. Like at the very beginning of the first round, I was like saying, "Oh, my pick was right," and then Jeff Neal started to slow down, at the end of the first round, and Protez was started to build into the match, and I was thinking, okay, now I'm cut. I know I got this wrong. I know I don't know why I went against the grain and choosing Jeff Neal, but yeah, that spinning elbow was amazing. Really nice, very fighting nerds esque finish by Pratas. We see a bunch of amazing finishes by the fighting nerds, except Kyle Barajo. That dude's interesting to look at. Anyways, a great finish. Who should Pratas fight next? Buckley. People are saying Buckley. That one makes sense, right? Buckley's. I think they're like close. I don't know who else he should fight. Like technically he could fight up, but like everybody else is kind of booked. Shaka, he's gonna keep waiting for that title fight, even though he kind of doesn't deserve it at this point anymore. For how long he's inactive. Who else is not booked right now? I don't remember. Probably Leon Edwards. You can give him Leon Edwards. That's a good fight, right? Striking. Winnable fight for Leon. But yeah, let's go to the co-main. Got this one right. Wasn't expecting a finish by this dude, but at the same time, like I said, Aaron Pico has holes. He's very hittable. So, and I was expecting Leron to be very safe and just keep on point striking, but he saw how hittable Aaron Pico was and decided to throw a spinning elbow of his own, and I guess he landed on a Bellator fighter on his first fight in the UFC, so not too crazy to see why Leron KO'd Pico. Very good finish. And who should he fight next? People are saying give him a title fight against Volk. No. If not, Evloev should get that fight. So Evloev, Volk, and then Leron Murphy versus who are they gonna give him? Give him Yair. Yair doesn't want to fight Diego. Diego is booked with John, Gene, whatever. So give him Yair. That's a good fight. Volk, Evloev, and yeah. And this fight was the one where I was straight up annoyed just watching the whole fight. I picked DDP, and I wanted him to win. Because sometimes I pick the guy who I think is gonna win, but sometimes I don't think I don't want him to win, or the guy I want to win I think he's gonna lose or whatever. I wanted Dricus to win, and I thought he was gonna win. Smart game plan by Chimaev. That was a really good smart game plan, as in take him down, which 100% he was gonna do, but don't try to go for submissions or anything. Just hold him down. And so I was thinking, okay, so Chimaev gets him down. DDP wasn't gonna have the takedown defense to stop Chimaev, especially when he wants to chin Chimaev on the feet. So it's very easy for Chimaev just to go for his legs. You can't really take too much credit away from Chimaev, as in he was able to get the crucifix position against DDP. But the thing is, what was I gonna say? The first round was an obvious tell Chimaev was gonna win. I looked at that round and I was like saying, wow, yeah, this is gonna be exactly the same as round 2, round 3, round 4, and round 5. That's exactly what I saw. Because I was thinking, okay, so Chimaev was gonna take him down, try to transition, and GDP was able to scramble for a small gap in window, and he was able to get it, or make it competitive where Chimaev gasses out, trying to look for that submission the same way he was looking for against Robert, and DDP was gonna make it more competitive than Robert made it, and so Chimaev was gonna gas first round, and get really gas second round, but no, he just stayed on top, held him down. Very smart very smart. Just win on a very boring. I mean, let's be honest, it was very boring. Just seeing him lay and prey on him and just do this, like there, it's not a that's like it's MMA, but it's not fighting. So he's champ. He said he wanted to fight again in Abu Dhabi, so give him that. We make him active at least if he's gonna fight like that. Get a couple ranked wins. I mean, get a couple title defenses. And well, to be honest, he doesn't even have. He probably has the same amount of ranked wins as title fights. So, anyways, who should he fight next? He could fight. Oh, obviously the winner of Kyle versus Imavov. I think Imavov gets it done. He's slightly more dangerous than Kyle. They're both decent, well-rounded, but Imavov has does cleaner boxing. So the grappling cancels out and Imavov wins. That's what I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna go more in-depth analysis when that happens. And then Chimaev versus Imavov is gonna be let's be honest, it's gonna be boring. A build-up. Interesting fight. Imavov probably could be a better scrambler than DDP, but who knows? He also has he's had moments of getting out grappled. And what next for DDP? Probably you didn't give him Kyle. If Kyle loses, give him DDP. People are saying RDR versus DDP. That's also not a bad matchup, but I do think DDP. I always thought when people were since last year, when people were comparing RDR to DDP, I was thinking, oh, DDP is way better than RDR. They're both good fighters at middleweight, and they can reach their rankings, but RDR isn't as good as DDP. DDP is way more better. So I guess you want RDR to lose and not fight for the title anytime soon. Then give him a DDP. But that's what I think DDP should fight. He should fight Kyle, and make RDR Izzy. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Very bad picks on my end, and see you guys tomorrow.